Man, welcome to MAddOG'S After Show,
Yeah.
where we got some behind the scenes, some quick tidbits. It's going to be like a lightning strike quick one. And of course, but we can't go any further without, of course, thanking our first responders all around the country.
Yeah, of course. Our men and women of our armed forces, like you said, our first
Yep.
responders. You stole my line, but yes, we literally could not do this podcast go any farther without thanking once those brave men and women and the families that support them.
Yep, absolutely. And the families that gave all for our freedom, those of KIA, MIA, and of course, where would we be without our incredible veterans? Um, and with that, man, I got to meet an amazing veteran last weekend, which would be a couple of weeks ago by the time this comes out. But when I was in Gallup at the ever patriotic Comfort Suites, where I usually stay there, and you all have heard me talk about it a lot. I met a veteran, and it's so cool that he comes in for breakfast every morning for the hotel feeds him breakfast every morning. I think
Oh,
it's
that's
really
cool, man.
cool and just a great guy. Had the opportunity to talk to him just a little bit, and he's got a lot of years on him, um, and a lot of Korea.
Wow.
Um, yeah, yeah, and you know, just a great dude. Anyways, thank you, veterans. We appreciate you. We salute you for sure. That was a lousy salute, but I'm not military. I'm not good at it. So, with that, man, we had killer weekend last weekend. Due to some, I would say, technical and logistical difficulties. The program, the Arenacross Summer Series program in Gallup, got pushed from a 2-day program to a 1-day program. Um, and I guess that's just all part of it. When the new owner of the Kicker Arenacross series also runs the World Supercross series, and they just got done doing, of course, you heard me talk about it in the last episode in the Sturgis recap, the Kicker Arenacross at the Buffalo Chip. So getting semis out of the chip, getting them to Gallup, getting things built. The track builder had another engagement after Gallup. Shout out Brandon Dean, Big Brandon, man at Vision Built, does a great job. And he had two other projects between Sturgis and Gallup. He built an amazing track in Gallup. And, it was kind of what I guess you'd call a hybrid arena cross track because we had so many amateurs. So, but it was super rad. They ran amateurs all day. It made for a long day because, hit the legendary Glenn's Donuts, Route 66, Gallup, New Mexico since 1960 something. And they have great donuts and they're super nice people. I think they all recognize me now. I walk in and they're already getting a box out. So,
Wow.
yeah, good people for sure and great donuts. And I mean, Route 66, dude. So, you know,
There's a lot of good things all in one sentence.
amen. So, yeah, I was there before 8 in the morning because that's when you can get there. They run out of their blueberry really quick, and I'm really fond of the blueberry. And a couple of the Arenacross girls love the blueberry donut. So
Hard to argue.
yeah, I could. They make almost it's a cake donut, but it's blueberry, um, really heavy, really moist, and then they use a blueberry glaze.
That's bold.
Yeah,
It's
right?
yeah, that sounds sweet. Man, I need a drink
Yeah.
of water just thinking about that.
Yeah, that'll get you for sure. Um, but anyways, man, it was super cool. They took good care of us, got to the track early, and got the booth primped, and it was amateur day. I think they have pretty close to 300 amateurs.
That's great.
It was really good to see, and they even ran some amateur quad classes for the younger kids. So there was no adult amateur quad classes, but it's understandable. You grow up, you get on a bike, right?
I'm gonna plead the Fifth Amendment right.
We have to be careful with that one because, we just had Don Higby on here and it's one of our best performing episodes.
Hey,
So
we've had a lot of incredible quad riders on this show,
the one
and
and only Nick Granlund.
and I can guarantee that they were all better on me than me on bikes as well. So,
Yeah.
but there is one quad I want to buy real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, those new, not new, they've been around a minute, but those motorized coolers, those are
Oh, yeah.
quads.
Yeah.
I got like Elka shocks on the back. Sign me up.
Yeah. Yeah. The electric ones or
I don't.
gas?
My heart says gas. The police around here say electric, so I'll get what I can get. You know what I mean?
Well played. Well played. Yeah, no, I get that. And um, actually, our good friend over at Buggy Whip Inc., Mr. Russell, I don't know what episode that was, but anyways, that was a great episode. But he supports one of the electric cooler, electric three wheeler groups with whips, special whips for them. So that's pretty rad. Um, I've never got to drive one, but I'm hoping to someday.
I'm thinking you'd be very good on them.
It'd be fun. Um, yeah. I mean, a cooler that you drive. What could go wrong?
It just makes sense in your industry because you got to save your body, but you also need to stay hydrated. So I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of
Yeah.
B2B marketing here. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I never considered that, but man, that's brilliant. You're so smart.
Thanks. I'm something.
That's
Appreciate it.
that's why you're on here. You are
Uh,
just always flipping switches and pushing buttons and all this stuff. It's cool to see you working behind the scenes, That's something we never get.
I mean, I hope it's cool to watch. I hope it's not too distracting.
Yeah, no, I think it's rad. It's rad for sure. Kind of distracting for me, but it's cool because I never get to see what you do, right? So that's awesome.
It's kind of like a amateur sailor. I just look busier than I am. There's a lot of movement. There's not a lot of things going on.
It's just crazy. It's so automatic for you. I'd be stumbling, freaking out, hair stand. Well, my hair stands up anyways, but you know what I mean.
I got you. So
Um,
back to Gallup. I'm sorry to
Back to
distract you.
Gallup. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So track was good, man. Kind of it was a typical 4-lane Arenacross track. It was kind of more geared, I would say more geared towards the amateur racer. So it wasn't quite as difficult. Um, it was still, don't get me wrong, it was still challenging
Yeah, it's
and
still an arena cross, right? So
yeah, and there was plenty of drama, especially the B and C group and novice. Always fun to watch and always a huge group, right? So you had three um, C rider heat races of full gates. And that's always entertaining to watch when you get, like, I don't know, let's say, what was their gate? 14, I think, 12? I think 12. When you get 12 guys all hitting turn one after a nice long start stretch, um, all hitting turn one at the same time, trying to get into the rhythm section. Uh, it's entertaining.
yeah, that's you combine the words arena cross and C class, You're going to be entertained.
Yeah, absolutely. And dude, it was crazy to it was crazy to see how many sky wheelies there were. Um, just in the rhythm section, like guys trying to get the feel for the rhythm section and just skywheeling. Like it was funny. It was very humorous.
Yeah, I mean, they're out there doing it right. So,
For
yeah, you never
sure.
want to
And
see anybody get hurt. But like you said, it's, I doubt it was anything but entertaining.
yeah, no, I don't think anybody really got hurt.
Right.
The ambulance never left the facility, so that's a good thing. I saw a couple of guys limping, but that's to be expected. And really, 2 out of whatever 300 riders is not so bad, right? For guys that may not have ridden for months. So we'll give it to them. I mean, is what it is. But yeah, and they had their Open Pro class, which they did a great job. They were ripping. I didn't see any times or anything. I really couldn't hear the announcer that well. They had a different announcer. Didn't have Wes Kane there, or Zach Heron, and so. Um, I think he was getting used to the audio system there, whereas the other guys kind of have it dialed, right? So, um, yeah, man, it was a great show. It was, definitely a good time. It was a long day, packed up. They had the mud drags. You know where I'm at with the mud drags. Uh, Folks, listen to episode 1. uh, uh, and our 1 year episode and our 2 year episode, and you'll hear where I was at with the mud drags. Super cool, super rad. The smell of nitro, the sound of nitro burning supercharged motors is just incredible. Um, but they run their program real slow.
Yep. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
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 Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so at intermission, I would call it an extended intermission for the mud drags. I think they had about 40 trucks and all different classes. And really, it doesn't take that long for the super modified to get through, or whatever they call them, the outlaws, super modified, whatever it is. Um, doesn't take them that long to get through, but man, it's just, once they get to like cut tire, stock body, steel body class, it becomes a lot more tedious.
You're getting in the weeds
But
of things.
yeah, but to touch on your heartstrings a bit, there was a guy with a built V dub rail.
I saw that.
Yeah,
thank you for the media on that. It's the only car I saw, and it's the one that got my heart. So thank you for
yeah.
thinking of me.
He didn't make it past halfway.
No, kind of
Um,
stuck in the mud.
yeah, that was, well, wasn't built for that. I wouldn't want to be cleaning that one at the end for sure.
No, or any of them. But yeah,
No, any of them really. I don't think they clean some of them. Tell you the truth. So
probably only pull them out of the barn when it's Arenacross is in town.
when it's time to go, yeah, for sure.
Not a lot of mud out in August, huh?
No, and it's funny. It's a New Mexico club that has organized races all over New Mexico. So
Good.
it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um, and I could see it being a full day program if you had 100 trucks or whatever, and being the main event. Um, they were just slow for an intermission. That's all there is to it. But it was a good show. They were clipping. I did not ask how long the pit was this time, but I think fast time for the night was like 2.2 seconds or something like that. So they're freaking ripping, dude. It's like,
What a funny sport, huh? Where that's,
yeah,
I mean, every motorsport's to the thousandth of a second, but when your allotted time is under 3, It's unique.
That's that's quick. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, and you're taking off from a dead stop, you know. So, and going through mud that you can't stand in, or you'd be crotch deep. So, um, but that being said, man, program was good. Racing was good. They ended up with I don't remember how many main events that night. Um, and of course, the pros ran two heats and LCQ, and then their main. Um, and every other class had pretty much run their mains, their LCQs, all that stuff, all their qualifiers during the day. So they were just running mains. So it was definitely exciting. It was a lot of fun. It was a good time, and then it was time to pack up and get everything stuffed in the trailer and ready to go, and the razor strapped down, and I had a new fear unlocked when I left the event that night. Whatever time it was, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and I got in the old grinder and fired it up, and I had everything hooked up, checked all my lights, and pulled out. And as soon as I started moving, um, it flashed a message on the overhead that said regeneration required immediately, particulate filter 100% full. So, idiots, um, for one more stressful moment in my life that I didn't really need that weekend.
Yeah, yeah. Luckily, not luckily, they're nice trucks, but luckily I haven't owned one of those trucks, but I've been with people when that regen stuff happens, and it just feels defeating.
Yeah. Well, and I was stressed out because, I have
And it's always when you're
450.
towing. I
Yeah.
swear, dude. Oh, I swear. Anyway, go ahead.
I have 450 miles to make the next morning. So, and man, I'm not going to lie. I did some Google AI searching, and everything indicated that if everything was working properly, once I got it up to temperature and freeway speed for an extended period of time, it would go into regen itself and magically fix itself from its emission issues, apparently, by burning extra fuel, of course. I, I don't get it, Cole. Like, okay, we don't want the dirt, the black exhaust. We don't want the dirty exhaust. So we're going to increase your carbon footprint every 300 to 500 miles by, let's say 35 or 40%, so that we don't have to look at black exhaust.
I mean, luckily we do this stuff so other countries don't have to think about it, right?
Mm,
Luckily we're holding the flag for how the world should be so that, luckily we're not a globe where pollution and everything moves around, so it should take
right.
care of itself. It's just, dude, I all right, you know what? And this jot this down. This is something else we got to talk to Chad about. Whatever he can say about the trucking industry, but my
Yeah.
goodness, what has our government done to our vehicles? Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just one other thing that, I mean, anytime you take an engine, whether it's gas, diesel, two stroke, whatever, and you raise the engine temperature, which is always disheartening, and then pump more fuel into it so that you're raising the exhaust temperatures, you're shortening the life of the engine, you're shortening your durability of everything involved. And like I said, you're burning more fuel. It's just dumb,
Yeah.
and hopefully we get over this hump and get on to some practical common sense thinking on that. But with that, when I did head out, just to close that chapter, when I did head out, about half an hour into the drive, it got it beeped and let me know it was in regen was in process, and shortly the numbers started falling down, and shortly after that, it must have been complete because the message went away, right? So,
Yeah, just disheartening when you're far from home. I mean, if you're close to home, it's disheartening, but you're far from home and trying to make it 500 miles, like you said, and you're towing, and
and you
somebody
hope it's,
somewhere in an office decided years ago that it was worth your pain and agony for self-righteousness.
yeah, yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. Don't pull that pin. I'm warning you, don't pull that pin because I got a lot to say about all that, and none of it's good.
Yeah, back to happiness.
Yes. So, but all that being said, we had really amazing night there. Um, turnout wasn't a packed house like we're used to, but it was also 92 degrees, and kids were back to school in Gallup the week before. So,
Mm,
the one thing about the fans in Gallup, um, whether you're 75% full or squeezing people in wherever you can. Um, they're loud and engaged, and they have fun. So
yeah, that's huge.
I that makes it enjoyable for me just to hear the fans having fun. And another highlight was we actually early in the day had the kicker raiser up at the booth all day, and then for opening ceremonies, which because they basically, you could come in at 10 o'clock in the morning and buy a ticket and spend the entire day there, watch the entire um,
Amateur
amateur program,
program and the drags and
the whole bit. Um, you buy a ticket and a pit pass, and you can go back in the pits and look at the draggers and then be there for the whole thing. So opening ceremonies was, we didn't do where in the formal uh, AMA Arenacross Championship presented by Kicker Series. They clear house, get everybody out at 5 and reopen the gates at 6:30 or something like that. They did not do that this time, and so that was kind of cool.
that is cool.
Um, yeah, and we started out with when they got ready for the what I would call opening ceremonies. Right before that, I had taken the kicker razor down to the arena floor and hidden it behind a gate. And so they did invocation, and I'm grateful they do that at every race. And then, of course, salute to our U.S. service people all around the country and our veterans. And first responders, and then the national anthem, which they had a local guitarist play a Jimi Hendrix ish version of the Star Spangled Banner. That did a very good job, and always moves you to goosebumps. Um, and so, and then they opened the show with the owner of the Arenacross series taking the kicker razor around the track, and his wife was throwing T-shirts out, and he did a lap around the track, outside the track, kind of getting the crowd hyped up, and then did another lap, and they threw a bunch of T-shirts out, and he came through the middle of the track um, at speed with about a really decent slide on. And that was super cool. The fans were just going crazy, and it was really rad.
Was it a little nerve-wracking at the moment?
Um, you know what? Not too bad, a little bit, but not too bad, right? I mean, I had done that earlier. I'd done a test run earlier in the day. Um, so that he could see, and he has side by sides. He rides anything that can be ridden. So I wasn't too stressed out, you know. Um, the day before, when I made a couple of hot laps out there with the track builder with Brandon from Vision Built, um, he let me rip around a little bit out there, and that was a lot more exciting than watching someone else do it.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
so, but that being said, man, it was, it was just all in all a great program. I had a really, you know, other than the regen, um, no issues coming home. Just a real nice drive, lots and lots of semis, and of course avoiding potholes. Which, if just, I'm not going to go back into that, but tune into the episode 120, and you'll hear what I have to say about that, whether you want to hear it or not. So,
Well, I'm glad that you made it home safe after there was slight issues to start the program, and then it sounded like the program was fantastic and good turnout considering weather and schedule and everything. And then you had more fun trying to head home, but now you're luckily home, and the actual program itself sounded like it went very well.
yeah, yeah,
Good.
absolutely, it did. It was good, and I was trying to follow some because that weekend was the same weekend of the Vegas to Reno race. And shout out to our good friend, the Swedish giant, Nick Granlund. Um, man, he made a post from our victory in 2021 when I helped crew the team that he co-drove for Akira Mira and Toyo Tires Japan when we actually won. And
Amazing.
he made a post of that, and that was pretty cool. Just tagged me in it, made me feel really good. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, we accomplished something that day.
Yeah. No, I mean, the people throw around that term once in a lifetime, right? And
Right.
I'm fully confident you'll make it back there and we'll have great success. And I hope to get there someday myself. But it's like you've done it. That was such a once in
Right.
a lifetime thing, you
Yeah.
know. And what a good story it is. Just the fact that you experienced the sweetness of victory and the agony of defeat the same day, the same time, within whatever 500 feet of each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Really. I mean, the two teams were racing for position when it happened for first and second. So, it's just one of those things. I mean, the KG veteran um, basically just paced and was smart, and the excitable young man went for it and didn't get it done.
The excitable young
So
man. That's a it's kind of a cool way to be spoken about.
right.
I think so.
Well, they're still gladiators because
Oh, duh.
12 hours in the car, man,
Nuts. Yeah. It
and never running a desert race before.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. A lot of people would get tired just sitting in the front seat on the highway for 12 hours, let alone your first desert race.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you, I did when we did the ride from Sturgis back to Stillwater. I was passenger princess, shotgun the whole time, all whatever it was, 15, 16 hours, and navigator. Um, but I was feeling it by the end of the day. I felt like I'd driven half of it.
12 hours of doing anything can get to you.
Yeah, it's just. But yeah, no, it was super cool. And while we're on Vegas to Reno, huge props to one of our most returning guests, Mitch Guthrie Jr., now known as Mitch Guthrie. Have you noticed that?
I think it's a slow, calculated transition.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I noticed that in the Dakar broadcast this year, they called him Mitch Guthrie a lot instead of Mitchell Guthrie.
Hmm. Well, I know who you
So,
can ask about that.
yeah, well, I want to get him back on and just hear I'd like to do an after show with him just on his Vegas to Reno because love it or hate it, folks, it was kind of a foot stomp for the side by sides. You know,
Yeah, and it's been leaning that way the last few years. With you look at Seth and Mitch and their success,
yeah,
and like you've said, there's other races where that would be a little different scenario, but it's from this. If you go back and watch Mitch's live stream from the second that the green flag drops, he is on that car so hard, and he's obviously a smart driver. But yeah, there was no pacing yourself for 600
no,
miles. It was go.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, and it's a real testament to um, one to Curtis and the gang over at Guthrie Racing Shop for the prep that they do, and to be able to drive the car that hard for that many miles off road without issue, right?
Yeah, that's and that's sorry to everyone listening to my scatterbrain. I'm trying to figure out my own thoughts here, but if that happens with the trophy truck, that doesn't matter. If that happens with the buggy, it doesn't matter because you're not going to a dealership and buying something with that heart, right? And so
Right.
if he can go out in a Pro R and put his foot to the floor and point the thing north for 600 miles with no issues, it's a pretty good look. It's a pretty good look for that whole team and that manufacturer.
Yeah, for sure. And they are. I mean, they've got literally he's a young kid and they've got years and years and years of desert experience in the whole team. So, um, I think they did an amazing job. I know there's a lot of people hating on the situation. Um, and I've said the situation twice, Cole. I know it pains you, but lay it out.
Which part?
Basically what all the conflict is about, other than Robbie Gordon being butt hurt.
All
Um,
right. Well,
leave
let's
that part out.
let's quickly break this down because what you're running into, and I'm not even for this argument, I'm not even going to take a side. I'm just trying to throw in some quick facts. But you have the top dog trophy truck teams and buggy teams where to get your foot in the door, we'll call it a $500,000 to start
Yeah,
peeking the door open to run those classes. And no fault necessarily on those guys, but the world is changing, technology is changing. We're getting in a really, and we've have been, but we're getting in a really, really difficult spot with all the different race organizations because your unlimited and your high dollar UTVs are so fast and so capable that once again we're going to need some rule changes just as far as
yeah,
safety goes because we've seen some guys throw them in class 1. Well, now you have a problem because was four-wheel drive allowed in class 1 before? Well, it wasn't really stated before. And a big thing, and I would love to pick Mitch's brain on this and listen to hear at least what he could tell me about this. But a big fear is that those UTV guys are going just as fast as the big dollar cars, but they weigh 40 to 50% of what the big cars do. So now we're worried about kissing bumpers at 120 miles an hour with two vastly different weight of cars. Now that is an argument I would say that the truck and buggy guys use, but it's also something that we realistically got to look at here. But yeah, it's and then the other side of things is that there's just hurt feelings, right? I mean,
right.
I would understand that for sure because you're the biggest baddest thing in the desert, but on this particular course, which is so unique, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the checkpoint times. The proof is in the success. So I do not envy being in Mitch's position. I do not envy being in the race organizer's position, but there's something's going to change here. And I'm just kind of sitting on the bench and waiting to see what it's going to be.
Yeah, and realistically, I mean, something has to, like you said, for safety. Um, but I'm kind of just I'm on the fence, but I'm also so folks. What we're talking about is the Vegas to Reno race. Mitch Guthrie Jr. and a Polaris Pro R side by side, full race prep. To be fair, it's a full blown race car. It's not a $50,000 car that you bought from the dealer. Um, it is a full blown, well built race car. Finished second overall,
It's
overall on four wheels in Vegas to Reno. The only thing that beat him, I believe, was the trophy truck.
Yeah. See, now I gotta. This is me being a bad producer. I gotta look because I thought I saw something also that Mitch maybe got fourth overall. Did you see anything about that?
No, I
Okay.
haven't.
Yeah, because I've heard
So,
both second and fourth, but God forbid it's fourth. That's still mind-boggling. All right, so let's
right.
just jot that down.
And there had to be just in the combined side by side numbers of all the classes, which there's like four classes or five classes, there had to be well over 100 side by sides. I know the truck count was down. There's a lot of people saying, well, the big dogs weren't out there. Um, Guys like Bryce Menzies and whatnot, which true,
hmm
true. So to me, that doesn't really change much because you're racing against the guys that are there, right?
Yeah, you can spin your wheels on that all day.
Yeah,
You can only race who's there. It's not your fault.
right, exactly. And oddly enough, the factory Polaris team had with their Pro Rs, which are factory built now, had some issues which they have not seen in 8 or 9 races. Um, so I thought that was kind of interesting. But I did get some behind the scenes recap on some stuff from Nick Granlund because he actually ran chase with a friend of his. So
So fun.
I got some cool pictures, some cool videos, some disturbing videos, um, and some amazing stuff. And thank you again, Nick. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, anyway, all that being said, congratulations to our boy, Mitch Guthrie Jr. He won the UTV Pro Open and kicked pretty much everybody's ass doing it. It's not like he didn't, it's not like the old days, Jagged X. When Jagged X won Vegas to Reno, the next closest side by side was, 6 hours behind him or something. And their times were, I remember way back in the Razor 800 and 900 days, they were up in the seemed like 16 hours or just under the 24-hour finish. And Mitch did it in a record time for a UTV, so amazing. And that being said, I believe two of the last three Vegas to Renos have been won by our boys, Seth Quintero and Mitch Guthrie Jr. So,
There's
woohoo!
something in that Red Bull, I'm telling you.
Yeah, Red Bull and being on MAddOG'S after show, right?
Yeah. Oh, hey, you know what? Where's my camera? You know who you didn't beat, Mitch? You didn't beat the bike guys. And you know what? Did
That's
they have a 6 hour head start? Yeah. Does that help? A little bit.
right. I knew that was coming. I knew that was
You start
coming.
them the day before, Mitch will not catch them.
And who won the overall on bikes?
I don't even know.
I think Campbell.
Oh,
One of
Preston
the
Campbell?
Yeah,
That would be great if he
one of the
did.
younger Campbells. Yeah.
Man, I'm being off social media. It's really starting to affect my professional life.
Yeah, and I don't know if you caught, but speaking of Vegas to Reno and Best in the Desert, um, Best in the Desert is, it sounds like joining forces with the Unlimited uh, Off Road Series, Martelli Series, which includes Mint
Again,
400, Parker, what is it, Parker 500,
and
and
then the Bart, did
Cap.
you say the Barstow, the California 300?
No, I couldn't remember if it was California 300 or Barstow 300 or whatever. Yeah. So that, um, I don't know. Jury's out. We'll see how that all works. I mean, there's a lot of positive comments, a lot of negative comments. Um, and, I'm going to stay neutral.
Yeah.
Um, I think that, we covered this in an episode not too long ago. Something has to be done in desert racing in the U.S.
Yeah.
because there's just too many series.
Yeah. There's a lot of in and out factors with this whole merger deal. But that being said, um, I don't think it can hurt at this point. Let's try and see. And those guys have worked together before. The Mint 400 used to be, for a minute, there was a joint venture
Yes,
between Best in the Desert and the Martelli brothers. So I'm just, maybe the experience of BITD joining with the marketing force of Unlimited, maybe that's the codependency that they were both missing. We'll see.
yeah, it could be. We'll see. I'm on the fence. I'm going to ride it out and see what happens. Obviously, we want it to be successful.
Yes. And
You
also the
know.
merging is great because the physical number of series is too much right now. There's not enough
Yes,
off-road racers.
I agree. I
Crazy. And,
agree.
and it almost hurts me to say because I wish that there was an off-road race every day of the week, but there's no clientele. So what are we going to do?
Well, yeah, and what good does it do to have a race if you don't have entries?
Easier trophies for guys like me, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's anyway. Yeah,
Interesting. No, I'm glad you brought that up because, yeah, that's wait and see. Wait
yeah,
and see.
we'll feel it out. Um, it'll be interesting for sure. I mean, they've got, you know, maybe we'll know more by this time next year. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and next year, maybe we'll be crowning another new uh, Vegas to Reno champion in multiple classes. And, who knows? Maybe we'll be involved somehow.
And I certain one that's the big hope. And then two, I need this race to survive. So
Yes.
if it takes some creative changes, I'm here for it. Cause just like anything in racing, once you lose it, it's extremely hard to get it back.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. Um, man, yeah, we don't want to lose that one for sure. So,
An American
um,
staple.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, with that, man, I think we got about it all covered that I was thinking of. What did I forget? Anything?
I'm just glad you're home and your truck's running and your body's running and we can do this. And yeah, got some big guests coming up. It's very exciting and just a nice little midweek check in here.
Yeah, yeah, I'm loving it. And we do have some good guests coming, and, we'll get to that in the next episode of Mad Dog's After Show. You can find us on YouTube at Mad Dog's AFTR Show Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, the at symbol AFTR underscore podcast. Yeah, almost blew it. Or you can find us on Facebook at Mad Dog Media, MADDOG Media. That's right. With that, of course, our sponsors and partners, man, we couldn't really put on the type of show that we want to. This crazy, I mean, all right, to coin one of Ronnie Renner's phrases, this is definitely a loose program show. Um, and so, you know, we couldn't put it on without our great sponsors and partners like Kicker Performance Audio. You can find them online at kicker.com, on Instagram at Kicker Audio, on Facebook, Kicker, YouTube, Kicker, and on X. And you can also find them live on their TV show, Kicker Unmasked Live. J-Dub, Ern, and the crew put on an amazing show. They've been doing it for, I believe, 5 years now. Every other Tuesday night live, 7:30 p.m. Central. Kicker Unmasked Live on all their media
Hey, you're
channels.
alumni of that.
I am multi-time, actually. I even have my own. They were nice enough to give me my own set mug or travel mug that actually has my name on it.
Wow.
And yeah, it's really cool. It travels with me. Um, that one travels with me every time I travel in the car.
Enough said.
Yeah. When I travel in the truck, I use the Kicker American Flat Track one because it has a rubber insulator around the bottom and it doesn't rattle in the stupid cup holder in that truck.
Well, your
So
music should be loud enough to cover it anyway, but that's neither here nor there.
it very possibly can be at times, but I do like to hear what's going on too.
Fine.
So yeah. Of course, Bomber Eyewear, Bomber Safety Eyewear, Bomber Floating Eyewear, Bomber Badass Eyewear. That's right. These babies right here. A Boogie Bomb. That's what I'm wearing. Boogie Bomb limited edition Mana series with a one-off green mirrored lens for the Mad Dog
Looking
because I
good.
help keep the white frames alive. Um, yeah, they've got over 40 styles of frames, so you can find just any design you're really after. You can get them in safety glasses. You can get them in just sunglasses. They float. You can get them in polarized, mirrored, ANSI 87 OSHA approved safety lens and have every base covered.
Let me
You
just
can,
say quickly, because
yes,
apparently I have a story for every sponsor today.
I love
Um,
it.
my bomber safety eyewear, as I was pulling shocks on and off all week on my truck and doing certain things, the amount of like horrible underbelly things that were falling on my glasses and not going in my eye, worth every single penny. Thank you, bomber eyewear.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they want to protect you for sure. And they go to great lengths. Tommy and his gang go to great lengths to make sure not only are your eyes safe, but you look good. I
Most
mean,
importantly,
yeah, look at me. So you can find them at bombereyewear.com, on Instagram at Bomber Eyewear, or on Facebook at Bomber Eyewear. Of course, when you get there and your shopping cart gets full, because it will once you see their incredibly good pricing, and let me tell you, they're tough. They are unbelievably tough. I have a pair of my dailies. These are a Tiger Bomb that are my daily safety glasses and just beat around glasses. You can see it's broken right
oh
there.
yeah, look at that.
Yeah, those are 7 years old.
Yeah, 7 million miles, 7 year.
Yeah, the entire um, white coating is wore completely off of the bottom of these frames, and I still trust them to protect my eyes. Just that one arm is weak. So, um, folks, do it. When you get there, you get the cart full, you get to checkout. Be sure and add that promo code MADDOG20. MAddOG20. Let them know we sent you and save yourself some money. Of course, Assault Industries, Assault Off-Road, Assault UTV, Assault ATV. Man, for all your premium off-road accessory needs, from gear and gloves to tools, their tool pack is amazing. I love that rollout tool pack, dude. It's so good. It's got everything I need. Um, and of course, the bomber mirrors. Oh, and keep your eyes open. Super Show's coming. I happen to know that a new product is coming from Assault Industries. It's
Well,
going to be
well,
pretty
well.
exciting. So you can find them on Instagram at Assault UTV or on the web at assaultend.com. Assaultindustries.com, but it's assaultind.com. Of course, Shutter and Whirl. You can find her on Instagram at Shutter and Whirl. You can find her website link in the bio. She does an amazing job with all of our video needs, all of our audio final production. You've seen Cole working on our audio. And you know what? I want to give a shout out to you, Cole, and Shutter and Whirl, because the calcinator, because I get so many comments from listeners when I meet them out in the field. And I'm meeting people that I've never seen before that walk up to me and go, "Oh, hey, you're Mad Dog." Yeah, yeah, I am. Yeah, I listen to your podcast. Oh, cool. Thank you. Man, you have got great audio compared to a lot of other podcasts. Your audio is so good. It's so balanced. So
Hey,
hopefully we sound good on
we've
this
come
one.
a ways from the
Yeah.
initial days of using what we had.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you've done an amazing job of the during pre-production, during production. Of course, Shutter and Whirl does all the final spit and polish, if you will.
And it is
And
polished.
sometimes, yeah, sometimes based on what we record compared to what comes out, there's probably a lot of polishing done to
Literal
get it.
magic behind the scenes.
Yeah. So anything you need, whether it's still photography, portrait work, pet portrait work, or video work, from pre-production through the actual process to post-production, Shutter and Whirl Media. Find her on Instagram at Shutter and Whirl, just like a camera. Of course, Hey Geeks Marketing, taking care of all of our social media templates, helping us out with the social media. Of course, working on our website, which is going to relaunch soon with some new cool stuff and links to all of our video channels. And, you know, man, for all your website or social media needs, anything, yell, Hey Keeks. Find her online, heykeeks.com, or on Instagram at heykeeksmarketing. And of course, where would I be without thanking my boy Cole, my little brother? Dude, love you so much.
Love you, big bro.
And you know what, folks? If you want to hear us more, you want to book us to announce your event or MC your event, slide into our DMs over on Instagram, the at symbol AFTR underscore podcast, and hit us up, and we'll check our schedules and see if we can get you in. But we'd love to help you out if we can.
Indeed.
Yeah, for
We'll crack
sure.
some jokes. We'll announce your donkey race, whatever you got going on.
Yeah, slot car race. I know you've always wanted to do one of those. Um, let's do it.
I'm not
Hit us
giving
up,
up on the
folks.
dream. I'm just getting more realistic about how nuts that is. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's awesome. Uh, One extra shout out to my good buddy Carl over there across the pond. He had surgery yesterday to fix his pelvis due to a motorcycle get off. Not his fault. Um, and my understanding is he is on his way to healing, but he will be listening to a bunch of the after show and after shows at home while he's healing. And, you know, sending our best positive thoughts and prayers for a speedy and full recovery, Carl. Appreciate you, buddy. And he alone has been responsible for sharing us out in along coastal England, and we're growing in England. Who knew?
Hey, we're trying to bring you good content overseas while you can get it. So thank you, Carl. It's
Yeah,
huge. Yeah.
absolutely.
Thinking
Grateful.
about you guys over there.
Yep, for sure. So, um, man, Cole, what else you got?
This weekend's the weekend. Big Bear Grand Prix presented by Swap Moto. I'm not
Ooh,
sure if I'll be there Saturday or Sunday, most likely on Sunday, but for the first time ever, they're going to race Grand Prix motocross on the ski slopes of Big Bear Mountain, California. And they sold out the race within like 34 minutes or something. So,
wow.
I hate to admit it, but I think this is going to be a tough one for our carbureted two-stroke friends. So, get up there early, try to reserve Mitch Payton to tune your stuff, and let's get racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, are you bike chiefing? Are you fanning? Are you photographing?
Photographin? No, I am. Let's say moral support because I don't have to do one darn thing. So,
Wow.
yeah, just going out there for the love of the sport and hopefully get to see my boy, young Jake Young, go put a whooping on some of those boys.
Awesome. You taking your camera?
I am.
Good.
Will it come out? Hopefully. So we'll see. We'll see what I can see from the lodge.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. So yeah, I always bring the
Rad.
camera. You never know. You never know when you're gonna see something in the sky or who knows, right? Keep that thing
Yep,
on you.
for sure. For sure. All right. What else do I have? Oh, I wanted to give a shout out to my buddy Chris and his brand Beehive Blends, CBD arm pump relief and CBD pain relief cream. Man, I had some issues, I'm not going to lie, with my foot with as much time as we walked. Um, just accumulation day after day after day.
Yeah,
The foot gets a little cranky, and the last couple days, I use my CBD pain, my Behave Blend CBD pain relief roll on my foot when I went to bed, and maybe a little bit on my knee, and felt fantastic the next day.
good.
And I am grateful for that product. Check him out. Beehive, I think it's beehiveblends.com. They make some great pain relief products. So it's natural and it works. The end.
Keep it in your motorized cooler. The
Yeah.
end.
Yes. Absolutely. Uh, yeah. Other than that, man, I think we about got it. I'm heading out next week, which is probably about the time this after show comes out, for the legendary Springfield Mile doubleheader for American
Exciting.
Flat Track, as promoted by uh, JMR, otherwise known as Jared Mees Racing. Always interesting doing events with Jared. And but I'm seriously looking forward to seeing my American Flat Track family again. I definitely miss them. I miss the Peoria race. Um, and with the Peoria race, which was also a TT, I want to send thoughts of speedy recovery and healing and well being to Rick Ware Racing's Chase Sadoff. Had a nasty get off. Uh, got an update yesterday from him. He's got a little bit of a messed up wrist and hand, and sounds like maybe sprained ankle, bad rolled ankle.
Ouch.
But dude, those air vests, the safety gear, did their job. He's not all broke to bits, and he's hoping to be back on the bike by Springfield. So,
I mean,
gladiators.
that's the Super Bowl, right? So
Yep.
we're cutting casts. We're cutting casts. But
Yep.
do yourself a favor, Lauren, real quick.
Yes.
Springfield Mile, amazing, legendary, dude. They
Yes.
ran wingless sprints, 100-mile race there 2 weeks ago. So try to find that on Flow Racing. And
Ooh.
then they just ran the ARCA race last weekend on that dirt Springfield Mile, another 100-mile race. So that track's getting some use, and it's very exciting to see that state and that county support so much racing on that legendary track.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think either one of those, maybe the sprint cars would do it. But, man, you get those super twins wound up in a pack out there.
Wild.
And, folks, they're running at the end of the front stretch, they're running 140 miles an hour on a motorcycle on dirt.
See, I'm thinking antiquely because for some reason in my head I go, yeah, it's 120 on the straights, 100 in the corners. I'm sure that was correct 10, 15 years ago.
Right. Yeah, no, a couple of years ago, fast time on the radar gun in practice at the end of the front stretch was like 142.6.
That's pretty fast on dirt. It's pretty
That's-
fast on asphalt, but it's pretty fast on dirt.
Yeah, I mean, they're turning a mile track in 32 seconds or something like that.
You do that math at home.
Yeah, do the math. We're not good at the maths.
Nope.
So,
That's why we do this.
yep, absolutely. Cole, do the speech.
Make sure to rate, review, subscribe on your favorite streaming platform. And because this is the after show where there are no rules, do it on even if you don't listen on that particular platform, go pirate radio and just say anywhere from 4 to 5 stars. And you can even say you hate it, but just give it a good rating and we'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Give us 5 stars and tell us we suck. I'm good
That
with
would be really funny.
That would be funny.
It would probably hurt at first, but
I would not put it past some of my friends to do that.
I kind of regret putting it out there. Whatever,
Yeah.
who cares? Moving on.
There's no rules.
No
it's
rules.
the after show. We don't have any rules.
Exactly.
Special shout out to Kicker's very own founder and owner, Steve Irby. I am grateful to be wearing this new Kicker Marine Audio brand new release shirt. Awesome surfboard, really cool colors. Again, check it out, kicker.com. With that, just want to say thank you all for being great listeners. Thank you for the incredible growth we're seeing on YouTube. God bless you, our listeners. God bless our first responders. God bless our U.S. service people all around the world. God bless our veterans. God bless America. Mad Dog out.